Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Draft Day Sports Pro Football 22 by Wolverine Studios here on GM Games. My name is Aaron. We are the New York Jets, and we are 0-7, and it's been bad. The goal today is to sim through the end of the regular season. I don't believe I'm going to play a game in this episode. We'll kind of mess around with strategies and things like that a little bit more in this episode, I think. Because I want to get to the offseason, right? I mean, it's all about rebuilding the team, and this year I wasn't anticipating being any good. So let's just get to the end of the season this year. Now, that being said, I just don't want to just tank things. So we are going to take a look at some of the strategies. So the higher the number, I believe, is more passing, right? Okay, so we are a super run-heavy team, which is what I want. I mean, we absolutely need to be a run-heavy team. Blitz weight, I don't care if we blitz. I mean, we're so bad offensively and defensively, I don't think it matters. So we are going to run a conservative game. Why is it switching away? Why is it doing that? There we go. Conservative game, run focus, slow tempo, short passing game. Passing targets will be the running backs. We're going to change this to third down back is going to be Boston Scott. Michael Perrine will be the goal line back. Running focus. We've been doing pretty well running outside. Backfield by committee, and that's all fine there. We're going to play a conservative style of defense. Who's going to wear the radio? CJ Mosley. Formations. This was something that somebody told me to change. So in the I formation, like how does this... One. So is that going to split it down the middle? Okay. All right, so we can, if we go back to our depth charts, did we change? I don't think we changed any of these. These are all going to be the same, right? Yeah, these are all going to be the same because we didn't go through and change all these. All right, so one of the things that one of the viewers or commenters mentioned was that maybe part of the reason that we struggle in the second half is maybe some of our players are getting tired. So I think what we can do is set a backup package here. So we have our default offense, our goal line offense. We set our offensive package 3 to backups. And I'm okay with Boston's because we're going to have a backfield by committee, but we will make Perrine. I don't know if it's Perrine or Perrine, the backup running back in this instance. We'll take out Moore and put in Mims. Or no, let's put in Braxton Berrios. Take out Henry and put in Herndon. And see if just changing up a couple of the players on backups. Did that do it? Okay, all right. So now if we come over here to, and I don't know how much of a difference that's going to make, but we will see. So we'll come over to strategy, come back to formations, and so we're going to go heavily there. Oh, come on. Can I just type in a number? Okay, good. All right, so we will do the same thing here. So I formation spread. We'll put our backups in there. Not 13. So 25% of the time we'll run with backups, and we'll see if that works. I don't know if that'll work. Like I've said from the beginning, I don't have a ton of experience in this game, so I'm sort of learning as I go here. So we'll see exactly what sorts of differences. That's not where I wanted to go. We'll see what sorts of differences it makes here. An error has occurred. I must have hit 2 buttons at once. Oh, I got to have a number in there. All right. Jumbo, I don't think we are going to ever, well, we might run that offense a little bit. The wishbone, really? Interesting. Okay, so we'll go with that. If we look at the play analysis, this brings up, this is actually pretty cool. It shows you how many times you've run a particular play and how many yards you've gained on it. And then it shows you the same thing defensively, like how many yards you've given up per play. Although this doesn't appear to be accurate because I run these off-tackle plays a lot out of the I formation and out of the pro set, and it doesn't show the number of times I've done it. Yeah, those numbers don't appear to be accurate. I could be completely wrong, but those numbers don't appear to be accurate. Oh, is this... Okay, so no, I take that back. So it's against each type of defense. So if we go to the pro set and we look at our off-tackle left, it shows you all the different times we've run off-tackle left out of the pro set against different style of defenses. Okay, so that makes more sense. All right. Well, I guess we have to... What did we have to do? I think I deleted all my mail, which was kind of dumb. But I think there were 2 players that I needed to change. Oh, this is what we needed to do, right? We needed to come back and take a look and see if we wanted to re-sign any of these players. So Boston Scott, Hunter Henry are the 2 that stand out the most for me. Scott had a great first game with us. Croft can be a mentor. Can he mentor Michael Carter? Let's see. I got to go back. I got to look at Carter first. A reserved egoist. He's excited to play on the same team as Connor McGovern. So maybe we can get I don't know if McGovern is McGovern... No, I was going to say, is McGovern somebody that can be a mentor, but doesn't look like he is. So Croft will mentor. It will be a validating style on team play for our running back, Michael Carter. Actually, I think that's the wrong Carter. Don't we have 2? I think we have 2 Michael Carters on the team. Yeah, we have 2 Michael Carters. Right? Don't we have a cornerback named Michael Carter too? Yeah, right there. That's confusing. All right. So can we find him? Not Michael Carter 2, just regular Michael Carter. There he is. Focus on team play and validating. All right, well, let's see if that made any difference. If those changes we made any difference. Let's start simming a bit here. So we're taking on the Indianapolis Colts. We are 5-point underdogs, looking to win our first game of the year. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, we come up just short. 34-27 is the final score. We get down 17-0. We make a bit of a run in the second quarter, a touchdown run by Perrine. Javelin Guidry with a pick 6. We're down 20-13 at the half, down 27-13. Boston Scott with a touchdown run. Zach Wilson with a touchdown pass to Corey Davis. And that just wasn't enough. Cashman with a nice game, 10 tackles and a sack. We get the interception from Guidry, but we aren't able to get it done. So we fall to 0-8. Perrine played well. Scott played well, as anticipated. Sim a couple of weeks here. We got the Bills. And we get blown out 35-23, down 28-3 at the half. We get a touchdown run by Perrine in the fourth quarter. Zach Wilson, 12 of 32 for 86 yards. Boston Scott, 23 attempts for 3 yards with a long of 12. Yeah. I mean, at least we're going to have the first pick in the draft, so we might be able to land ourselves a stud quarterback. Yeah, these guys are not happy because we're losing. I'm not happy because we're losing. That was just an ugly, ugly game. Let's pretend that didn't happen. Who do we have now? The Dolphins. And we get shut out. So Zach Wilson, 12 of 32 again. Exactly the same as last year. The running game looked really, really good. 17 for 96 for Scott, 11 for 62 for Carter. So 28 carries, 158 yards out of those two. But the passing game is so bad. Michael Carter with a pick. Quinnen Williams with a sack. And I think, not that this is going to make any difference, but I think it's time to give the backup a shot. I mean, Wilson was so bad that it just, it just doesn't, I mean, you can't justify keeping him out there. He's been that bad. So Zach Wilson getting benched in favor of James Morgan here going into week 12. Running game looks okay. So I'm the one position I don't think we'll be looking at picking up additional players next season will be the running game. Speaking of that, let's go back and let's talk to Boston Scott now and see if he wants to come back. Because he's actually played relatively well for us. Why did I go? I didn't need to go there. He wants a lot of money, though, man. I'm good. I'm good with that, I think. Yeah, we'll just stick with what we have for now. That's $8 million for the second half of a running back duo I'm not interested in. Can we beat the Texans with a backup quarterback? No, we can't. 14 of 32 for 86 yards for Morgan. Scott has almost 100. Oh, man. All right. This is awful. Let's give Mike White a shot. Why not? Let's give Mike White a shot. And we might get to the offseason in this episode, guys, because this is going relatively quickly here. So, Keelan Cole. Let's go to contracts. I think maybe we bring Croft back. We need a fullback. He wants... That's a lot of money. No, I'm good. I would rather build the team with my own players, frankly. Morgan Moses. How old is he? He's 30. Yeah, he's 30. I don't want a 30-year-old. Jared Davis is 25, but he's only a 76 overall, and he wants $10 million. Yeah, I'm going to let every single one of these free agents walk, and we are just going to start over. Hunter Henry, yeah, he wants $10 million. No, I'm good. McPherson, we'll let him walk. We'll find a kicker in free agency. Yeah, we're going to let everyone walk. What does Zeitler want to come back? Yep. Nope. We're going to let every single free agent walk, and we are going to look very, very different next year. What's going on? There we go. Sim through week 12. We have the Eagles. And we lose 44-14. Scott with a 4-yard touchdown run. Corey Davis, a touchdown pass from Mike White, who was 16 of 40 with a touchdown. That's the best game we've had from a starter in a month. So, and the running game continues to pound away. I don't know why we're not running the ball 50 times a game. 28 carries, 148 yards. Running game's been really, really good. And we are going to go 0-17, I think. I think that's safe to say at this point. I don't know that there's anything I can do here. Maybe we change the passing strategy. And let's do this, and let's just try to see if we can hit the long ball every once in a while. Maybe that'll work. Instead of completing 14 passes for 80 yards, maybe we complete 11 for 170. I don't know. The Saints were actually favored in this one, and we lose. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Mike White completes 11 of 21, but for 291 yards and 2 touchdowns. So maybe that's the plan. So Berrios catches an 86-yard touchdown pass, Henry a 33-yard touchdown pass. Maybe that's the way we do. Maybe we run the ball and then we chuck it downfield. So I think we stick with. That was the best game we've had from a starter all year. Is White hurt? Is that why Wilson got in? Yeah, he's got turf toe. All right, well, we'll get Zach Wilson in there, and we'll try the same style of offense and see if that makes a difference. Mike White will be our backup. And see if that was the best game we've had from a quarterback this year. Got the Dolphins again. We are 10.5-point underdogs. And we win. We win our first game of the year against the Miami Dolphins. The Jets win a game. We get a touchdown run from Michael Carter, 3 first-half field goals from Evan McPherson, a 10-yard touchdown pass. Yep, it's working. 13 of 26, 238 yards. Threw a pick, but that was his best game of the year. Again, our running game was absolutely fantastic. 33 carries, 222 yards. Corey Davis catches 5 balls for 113 yards. So just slinging it downfield is the move, I guess. So are we... Now, I want to make sure we end up with the number 1 pick in the draft here. So Lions are 2-12. We are 1-13. Okay, so we're battling with the Lions here. Let's save. So at least I think we found a strategy that works. Run the ball and chuck it deep downfield. So we got the Jaguars. And we lose this one 30-10. So maybe it didn't work quite so well. 12 of 20, but he still threw for 207 yards, only completed 35% of his passes. But Carter has an 8-yard touchdown run. Running game gets stuffed in this one. A sack from Davis. All right. We get to the end of the regular season and we'll look at the stats. We are going to get destroyed as we're taking on Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Elijah Moore's healthy. Mike White's probable. We're going to stick with what we have. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to the draft because we're going to go so heavy on offense. We need a quarterback. We need wide receivers. We need tight ends. And then really defenses. So we have a bunch of picks, and they're high picks, so that should help us. So let's see how badly we lose here. 44-6 in the final game of the season. We finish 1-16. We get 2 field goals from McPherson. White is 5 of 30. That's just not realistic. Hopefully that's just a year 1 thing because we're that bad, but that's just not realistic. That's like game-breaking, unrealistic to me. So let's sim our final game here against the Bills. It's another loss. Yeah, there's something I don't know. We'll sim through the offseason and we'll see what it looks like, but that's just not realistic to me. You just, in this day and age, you just aren't going to have quarterbacks who complete 30% of the pass. Like, he completed 44% of his passes over the course of the year. That just isn't going to happen. Mike White completed 32% of his passes. This isn't 1963. That's just not realistic. So hopefully it's just because we're bad and it's not a game, a sim bug, because that to me is game breaking. That's just game breaking. Running game wasn't terrible this year. Scott and Carter combined for almost 1,500 yards and 7 touchdowns. Receiving, Corey Davis, 68 for 872 was our leading receiver. And other than that, it was pretty awful. 2 touchdowns each for Henry and Davis. Defensively, Jared Davis led us in tackles. He also had 6 sacks. He and Carl Lawson led us in sacks. Zuniga with 4. Blair had 3. Cashman, Williams, and Franklin Myers each had 2. Interceptions, Michael Carter had 4. Yeah, guys, let me know if you're experiencing the same thing when you sim. Because to me, that level of unrealism is game-breaking to me. So, yeah, to me, that level of unrealism is game-breaking. Now, I don't know if it's something that I'm doing, or if it's just something in the sim engine of the game. So let me know your findings. Let me know what you see if you're running into those same sort of issues. But 5 for 32, 5 for 23, those games just don't happen. Like, I don't care how bad, your quarterback situation is. Like, that is, it's just not real. It just doesn't happen. So, Boston Scott was our lead return man. McPherson ended up 21 of 28 on field goals, 21 of 22 on extra points. Ashton Davis led us in plays. Who led us in penalties? Javelin Guidry, 13 penalties as a cornerback. That's not very good. Morgan Moses, second on the team in missed blocks, second on the team in sacks. All right, so we finish year number 1, 1-16. Let's sim. Let's get through the regular season here. So we've got in the wild card round the here. Giants and the Bucks, Falcons and the Packers, Seahawks against the Washington football team, the Ravens and the Jags, the Dolphins and the Bengals, the Steelers and the Raiders. The 49ers and the Bills, along with the Jaguars and the Bucks, get buys. I guess they don't get buys. So the 49ers and the Bills both get buys. We do finish with the worst record in the league. So we'll sim the games. Is this it? Yeah. Okay. Oh, here. So the Dolphins beat the Bengals 38-28. Bucks beat the Giants. Seattle beats Washington. The Raiders beat the Steelers. Packers beat the Falcons. And the Ravens beat the Jaguars. So you got the Seahawks and the 49ers. The Raiders and the Bills. The Ravens and the Dolphins. The Bucks and the Packers. The Niners beat the Seahawks. The Raiders beat the Bills. The Dolphins beat the Ravens. And the Bucks beat the Packers. So you're going to have San Francisco and Tampa Bay in the NFC. Las Vegas and Miami in the AFC. I like that. So going to the Super Bowl in the National League and the NFC will be the Niners. They put up 45. Trey Lance, 19 of 25, 400 yards, 6 touchdowns. Deebo Samuel, 8 catches, 244 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And in the AFC, the Miami Dolphins are going to the Super Bowl. So you have a rematch of 1984, the Miami Dolphins and the San Francisco 49ers, and your Super Bowl champions, the San Francisco 49ers. Trey Lance with an absolute monster rookie campaign, 3,850 yards, 34 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, throws for 345 and 4 in the Super Bowl. They were up 17-3 at the end of the first quarter. 20-17 at the half. 2 long George Kittle touchdown passes or catches in the third quarter. They got within 10, and then Sanu and Goldwood secure it for the 49ers, who win the Super Bowl. Good for San Francisco. All right. So season awards. All right, so MVP. Who do we want to vote for? So Allen, 4,244 touchdowns. Lamar Jackson, 42 touchdowns. Russell Wilson. Nick Chubb. A lot of people on this list. Sam Darnold. Yep. I am good with... I'm going to go Lamar Jackson, I think. Playoff MVP, Trey Lance. 13 touchdowns in 3 games. Offensive MVP. Sure. Defensive MVP. We could go Jones. 9 tackles, 4 defensive touchdowns. Yeah. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Trey Lawrence. Nope. Or Trevor Lawrence. It's going to be Trey Lance. And the defensive MVP. I'm fine with that. Excuse me. Pro Bowl. So Jackson wins the MVP. So I wonder if it's whoever I vote for, because it's all the players that I voted for won. So I wonder if it's just who you vote for is who wins. All right, let's advance to the Pro Bowl. And I don't know how the offseason, I mean, I have an idea as to how the offense works, but, and I don't care. This is fine. I'm not concerned about the Pro Bowl. At least not yet. Not with the team we have currently. I've gone through the offseason a couple of times in some other sims, but I don't have a ton of experience with it, so I'll probably stumble my way through this first one. Let's save. And guys, I'm going to take a quick break, and I will be right back. Okay, we are back, and again, not anything I've ever done here, so we're going to kind of mess around and see what we can figure out. We need new coaches. I terminated both my offensive and my defensive coordinator. I'm liking Miguel Kirkpatrick. Works well with youngsters, good, very good defensively, good leadership, very good at coaching the defense. I would like to hire him as a defensive coordinator. 4 years at $3.5 million, sure. And now we need to find an offensive coordinator. West Coast hybrid, power. I think I just like pro style. I think I just like a regular pro style offense for right now. To offer both of those guys. Let's sim ahead a week and see if we get either of them. Excellent. Okay, so we've got our coaches now. Miguel Kirkpatrick and James Parrott. Kirkpatrick, 5'2" hybrid. So that's interesting. So we're going to have to load up on the D line to match his style of offense. 3.5 stars. Can we fire? Yeah, because we need more money into scouting. So I think we fire the head coach who's looking for $8 million. Yeah. And let's go back to staffing and look for a head coach that doesn't want that much money, because that's a crap ton of money. Head coaches. Yeah, see, some of these guys don't want a lot of money, and that to me is perfect. Lauren Snyder. Peter Sellers. These guys all want $6 million. Still $2 million less than what I was paying before. Vertical. Powers. Anybody pro style? So this one seems to make the most sense. He has the same offensive and defensive style as me, as my coaches. All right. We'll do that. He's not the highest rated head coach, but did we sign him? I don't have any idea. We did. Okay. So we have a little bit of money for scouting, which is kind of, I guess, not great. But I wonder if there's a way to increase that. I wonder if there's a way to increase that budget, or if it just stays at $20 million all the time. What does this do? Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we can change that. So RFA stage 1. Are there any RFAs that are available? There isn't a single RFA. Okay, so we will, I guess, just complete it. All right, so let's take a look at free agents. And we have money to burn here, but, it's about being smart. So let's look at some of the young players. And see if any of them actually, how do I want to do this? I don't need to sign a 27-year-old running back. That's I don't want to say the issue, but that's part of this. Keanu Neal on the back end wants 10. All right, so he wants 13 a year for 3 years. If we just give him 14. And again, it's about finding players on the right side of 30, really. I kind of like the idea of building the defense through free agency and then building we have like $100 million to spend. And then building the offense through the draft. So, Jayon Brown. Kevin King wants 11 to 13. Malik Jackson's a little old for my liking. Jaron Reed. Let's go after Kevin King, too. And we'll do the same thing. We'll offer him 14. I don't know if that's going to be enough. Brown? Sure, we'll offer him a contract as well. 14. It's a magic number. Hopefully it works. I would really like to sign a defensive tackle. So let's, especially given the way our defense is set up. Hurst at 27. He's an 80. Tackling. He's a better tackler. What about Hurst? He wants a lot of money, man. Porter Gustin wants a lot of money. How did he do last year? Didn't really play at all. And he wants like $10 million. Yeah, I don't know about that. Maurice Hurst. That's a lot of money for some average talent, man. DJ Jones, 85. His tackling is a 65. It's not great. look at kickers. We need a kicker, so we may as well see if there's anything good available. We could sign Daniel Carlson from Las Vegas. He had a good year last year. Yeah, that's not a lot of money for a kicker, so we can go 3-5. Get ourselves a kicker, just get that out of the way. Any decent wide receivers? Juju Smith-Schuster. What does he want? Ooh, he wants a lot of money. He wants a lot of money. What about tight ends? Henry's the best tight end available, and he's back up to $9 million. Yeah. I mean, we have the money to spend. How did he do last year? Really well. 110 catches for 1,200 yards. Oof, that's a lot of money. But he's 25. I'm going to hold off, man. That's just a crap ton of money. Some of these wide receivers are just asking for ridiculous money. What about quarterbacks? Is it Brady? Yeah, Brady, Newton, Fitzmagic, Bridgewater. Okay, well, we're fine. Although we might want to bring in a... Oh, God, some of these... Even the backup contracts are absurd. All right, let's just stick with this and see if we get any bites on... So we signed Keanu Neal. That's good. Can we sign anybody else? The Pittsburgh Steelers have signed Tom Brady. So the Panthers signed Jayon Brown. So we got to go back into free agents. So King and Carlson are still up there. I guess let's look at defense. Marshawn Lattimore. Wouldn't mind bringing in Lattimore. Wants a 2-year deal at $18 million? Sure. Key player. So if we can have Lattimore and King as our two top cornerbacks, that makes us a whole lot better right off the bat. Those guys just want too much money. He wants too much money. Alexander Johnson. These guys all want too much money. I don't know if that's a bug in the system, but Andrew Billings doesn't want that much. So it's 3 years at $10 million. I guess we'll offer him 11 and see if that makes any difference. We signed Lattimore. Okay, so we have a new cornerback and a new strong safety, as that's obviously going to help our defense. We didn't sign Billings. Did we get anybody else? Billings, Lucas Scott signed with the Steelers for $11 million. And I guess it's... Okay, so we're at the end of free agency. So we were able to sign 2 defensive players. Not great, but not terrible. Draft sleepers. Nathan Anderson, Joseph Grady, punter, great. All right, so we don't need a running back. We don't need a punter. Joseph Grady and Nathan Anderson might be somebody we take a look at. So now we have to go to scouting. And I don't know how many players we're going to be able to scout here. But we are going to go immediately after Samuel Browning. We're going to interview and scout. We're going to interview and scout Jesse Barrett. They're both top 10. Alfredo Bolt is a top 10 out of App State. We'll talk to him as well. Charles Bray is round. I believe we have... where is it? Is it here? Under League Media where it shows your draft picks? Yeah. So we have our first It doesn't show the trades we made. Well, what is going on here? Oh, okay. I see how it works. So we have our second round pick. We have 1 first. We have 3 seconds. 1, 2. Okay. So we have a first, 3 seconds, and then I think 2/3 and 2/4. So I don't know that we're going to be able to necessarily land all these guys, but I want to talk to them. I have a feeling it's going to be a quarterback. I have a feeling it's going to be Bolt or Browning. Who was that wide receiver that they mentioned? Nathan Anderson. Undrafted. Okay, we'll keep an eye on him. Defensive tackles, wide receivers. I mean, these are all things we got to look at. So here we go, round 1, 2. So Holland, let's look at all these guys. Again, I don't know how many of them we can actually interview. I assume it'll tell me when I've hit the limit. Any tight ends or wide receivers? You got a tight end in round 2, or wide receiver in round 2. You got a couple of tight ends here. Kenneth Erickson. Let's look at a couple of linebackers. And again, I guess, yeah, I mean, it shows some of their ratings here, but let's go back. Let's look at these 2 quarterbacks real quick. So Browning trusts his own accuracy, great arm strength. Looks like he's a good quarterback. Good arm. He's not intelligent. He's agile. He's strong. He's got a good football IQ, good physique, good athleticism. And the other one, Alfredo Bolt, is not nearly as good. So, or at least, yeah, I mean, you look at the certainty, he's not nearly as good. So, we'll scout him, we'll interview him, but it looks like Samuel Browning may be that pick at SMU. Go to the next page. We could use some offensive line help. A strength, yep. Okay, that works. Lonnie Hill, sure, we'll look at this tight end. We'll look at the Mississippi State wide receiver. Again, I assume it'll tell me when enough's enough, when I can't scout any more players. Get into the 4th round, 3rd and 4th round. Thomas Cobb, smart enough to get the ins and outs of the pro game. Richard Eaton. I like what they say about him. You can talk to Richard Eaton. We need a free safety. And we need everything. But yeah, is it just going to let me talk to as many people as I want? Like, is that how this is going to work? I don't know if there's a limit. Thomas Potter. Oh, that's awful. They got to do something about that font. Fast enough to challenge the good cornerbacks and enough speed to threaten the deep ball. Sure. Thomas Potter. We'll talk to him out of Valdosta State. I gotta look. Is there anybody at the University of New Hampshire? And I gotta find out. Because if there is, I'm gonna draft him. Yep. Jamie. Oh, in round 3. A defensive tackle out of New Hampshire in the 3rd round. So that's absolutely something that I will take a look at. We need a defensive tackle, and we have multiple 3rd round picks, so maybe that'll be an option. Oh, okay. Okay, so there's points there. All right. Okay. I didn't see the points here at the beginning. Silly me. I didn't see the points at the beginning. Guard, tight end, free safety. I'm more willing to take shots in the dark on players that I draft in the later rounds, so I want to make sure my early rounds are scouted accurately. I think that makes the most sense. I don't know how long you guys were standing here screaming at me to looking at the scouting points, but yeah. Okay, so it eats all the points up. Okay, so that's fine. So we'll scout one more person. It will be whom? Dexter Little? Sure, Dexter Little. We will interview Dexter Little. Okay, yeah, it won't let me. All right, can I interview anybody else? No. Okay. All right, so there is our scouting. Again, no idea if I went way too top heavy there, but I feel like it's more important to scout the top of the draft and get those and get the hits on the big time players. So we finished scouting. It's going to send us to the draft. It'll play the loud music in a second, which I don't know if you guys will hear. All right. So it thinks we're going to take Alfredo Bolt. We'll see. We will see. I liked Browning better, so we'll see what it looks like. I'm going to save it real quick just to make sure nothing crashes. And we'll get to the draft. All right, so I apologize if this is loud. Or I don't even know if you guys can hear it, but if you can, I apologize. If you can't, well, then don't worry about it. I gotta wait for at the overlay on my screen with the audio. So here we go into the draft. All right, that's enough of that. So it is our pick. So let's go to the war room, and let's take a look at some of the players. So strength is an A, agility C, arm C, intelligence C minus. So he's actually worse than we thought he was. That's not good. Where's the other quarterback? Alfredo Bolt. Strength F. Yeah, I mean, these ratings are so much better. Strength F, agility D-, arm C, intelligence B+. I wish it had... This stuff to me, I mean, oh man, he looks like as a team quarterback goes, he looks like the better solution. But top 10 tight end, huh? Athleticism B, technique B+, football IQ A, intangibles B+. I feel like he is he's 3 years older though. He's 24 versus 21. He's 6'5", 258 pounds. 6'3", 260-pound quarterback, Samuel Browning out of SMU. Is accurate enough to make most throws. His college teammates still tell stories about how hard he throws. Kid puts in the work, good-natured even towards opponents. Some criticism, a lot of respect. Takes care of his teammates, takes care of the ball, good throwing mechanics. We're going to go Alfredo Bolt. He's 24 years old, but we are going to take Alfredo Bolt. I think. Yeah, both our OC coordinator and our head coach say Alfredo Bolt. So we're going to take Alfredo Bolt. And let's go back to the show and see what they think of our pick. Hopefully he's not awful. We'll see what we get. We'll take a look at him here in a second. Nice pick, top 10 projection, should make the team happy. What does the other guy say? Talent is there, easy pick. All right, so if we go here, we should be able to now see... Yeah, he's an 80 overall. All right, he's already better than Zach Wilson, which means we can now move on from Mr. Zach Wilson. Can we get... a draft pick for him? I wish there was some way to just sort of offer him up. Like if we go to the roster, because if this works like pro basketball, we can come in here, we can go to assignment, put him on the trade block, and then we can, when we go back into the draft, it should give us, there should be an option up here for trades. Yeah, there aren't. With basketball, it gives you options. It says, hey, you've got to trade. So let's see who the number 2 pick is. They take Perry Barnett, a wide receiver, 75 overall. Next pick is the running back. No, Ralph Leach is a tackle. The Saints need a quarterback. I think they need a quarterback, right? Are they still? They're not. Are they still running with Jameis Winston? New Orleans Saints. Hill and Book. Yeah. Would you have any interest in Zach Wilson for your first? I'm not interested in giving up a pick this early. All right, that's fine. Let's sim ahead. Let's get back into the draft. They take Parton. Edward Parton, a free safety. Bears, Colts, Cardinals, Texans. I don't think any of those teams need a quarterback, so we'll just sim ahead a couple of picks here. Chung, Totten, Browning. There goes Browning to the Eagles, or to the Falcons. Okay, that's interesting. Which of these teams need a quarterback? They've got Deshaun Watson. They've got Jalen Hurts. They've got what's his face? Why can't I think of his name? Obviously not there. What about to the Broncos? So let's pause the draft. So they are probably running Bridgewater and Locke still. Lock and ripping. All right, so what if would you give me your first and my third back? A lot more than, what if we just remove the third? A lot more. Could I get a second and a third? Would I be okay with that? Well, let's wait. Let's wait, because I can always offer that up later. So they take Laws. Travis Laws. Vikings, Panthers, Cowboys, Titans. Who does Washington have as their quarterback? Yeah. You want Zach Wilson for your first and your third, don't you? A lot more. What about just your first? A lot more. Okay. So let's change things around here a little bit. So who was picking near the top of the draft? So Detroit. Would you give me your second and your third for Zach Wilson? A lot more. Second and a fourth. A lot more. Second and a fifth. Okay, so Zach Wilson doesn't have much value, but I mean, I got to trade him at some point. Got to trade him at some point. So let's go back here. All right. That's interesting. So we have 3 seconds, 2/3, and a... Okay, so we got 5 picks coming up in the next 2 rounds, which will be good. Patriots take Giordano, Carl Giordano, a center. No, the Steelers signed Brady. Maybe they... Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Maybe they want someone to back up Brady. Or is Zach Wilson just not worth a first or a second at this point? This team puts a team over the salary cap. All right, well, they have a quarterback. They have a backup quarterback who's making $14 million a year, so they don't want him. That's fine. Baltimore. Wow, Jackson's still making next to nothing. Good for them. The Packers still have... I keep clicking the wrong button. Do the Packers still have Rodgers? Yeah, they still have Rodgers. We're 1 year into this. What am I talking about? Maybe that's the answer. Maybe it's the Bucs, since they no longer have Brady. Yeah, I mean, they literally don't have a quarterback. Give me your first. Puts them over the salary. Fine, I'll take salary back. I don't care. Who do you have that's not good? That's making a bunch of money. Here, give me Jason Pierre-Paul. Okay, give me William Golston. Really? Really? That's interesting. I can't even get a second for Zach Wilson. Holy crap. All right, well, maybe we just hold on to him then and try to trade him during the season. Maybe that's the answer. Yeah, maybe that's the answer. All right. Well, I mean, the trade AI in this is... I don't want to say it's hard. I mean, it's hard. So let's just get to our next pick. We're not going to make any more deals in the draft, I don't think. Let's go to the war room. So we still have a defensive end in Ruben O'Keefe. I didn't interview him. Clever young man, A+ technique. I mean, a top 10 rating in the first round. We didn't scout him. Is there some way to look at just the players you scouted? They think we should take Carrillo or Carrillo. He thinks we should take Isaiah Sharp. Where is he? He's not. Neither of those guys are even on this list. Carrillo, or there's Carrillo here. Let's look at. Okay, so we talked to him. Hopefully he'll be around with one of our later picks. It's a second round talent. Maybe we take him with our next pick. I think we're going to go after. We're going to take the defensive tackle or the defensive end here because he's a top 10 pick. And then with our next pick, we'll take that wide receiver, Ruben O'Keefe. Let's go to the next human pick. Let's clear the position, see if the wide receiver's still there. He is. I think we take him. Kenneth Patterson. Next human pick. We have one more second round pick. They think we should take a guard, Albertson or Hudson. Are either of those guys here? Albertson or Hudson? No, and they think we should take Jerry Quarles. Rayleigh. I wish. Yeah, I don't have either of these guys. Is my guy from New Hampshire still there? I got to make sure I get him. That's important to me. He is. All right, James Sykes. Great tackler, consistent, pretty fast learner. All right, we will make sure we take him in the third round. Let's go back to projections. All right. All right, so it's pretty clear that you need to. I'm going to take Barry Abraham. I'm going to take another wide receiver. Might be a little bit. No, we're going to take Barry Abraham. So we now have a quarterback and two wide receivers. And if my guy is there, I'm going to take him now because I don't want to miss out on my player from New Hampshire. Did I miss him? Ah, you stupid. Somebody took him. All right. Okay. It happens. All right. So we need. So they still think we should take a guard. Our defensive coordinator thinks we should take a linebacker. We need a tight end. So hard to defend in the passing game while not elite. His speed complements his game well. Smart. Yeah, we're going to take a tight end. Simon Rich. Oh, wait. Yeah, he's not a team player. He's got a poor disposition. I don't like that at all. Ronald Marcotte. Teammates gravitate towards him. Good speed. Will do well in the passing game. Yep, we're going to take him instead because he's 21. Ronald Marcotte. Loading up on offense here. Let's get to the next human pick. And maybe now we start to take a look at the defense a little bit. They still think we should take a guard. Did we scout any of these players? Of course not. There's Jerry Quarles. Leader on the field, in addition to his own role, this kid doubles his glue. He makes everyone on the field. He's developed nice strength. Will never become a speed rush prototype defensive end. Okay, Jerry Quarles it is. Next human pick. Now they all think we should take a guard with this pick. Dennis Archer and Robert Simmons. Here's Archer. Was among the stronger offensive linemen in college. He's a driven workaholic. I like that. Yeah, we like that. We like the driven workaholic. So we'll draft Dennis Archer. Eddie Lee, a kicker, and William Kenyon, a fullback. Do I really want to take a kicker in the fourth round? Who are they saying we should take? What's his name? Eddie Lee. They're all undrafted. I'm not drafting a kicker. No. What about the fullback? William Kenyon. Yeah, they're all undrafted. I'm not taking an undrafted fullback. Sorry. Let's look at... Let's look at... What position do we want to look at? Let's look at... Let's go back to defense. Let's look at the defensive backfield. And free safeties. Riley Doherty or Doherty. Ooh, like him. This young man is strong enough to stand on his feet. Will never become a speed rush. It's the same as the other, but a good work ethic is what I like to see. So Riley Doherty, second and third round pick. We will draft him there. Let's go back. I don't even know what round we're in. Okay, we're in the 5th round here. So let's get to our next pick. So we're almost done. Warham. So we drafted a couple of defensive players, a couple of offensive players. So I think now it's just all about the best player available. So we have a 20-year-old. He's an A pass blocking, D- run blocking, but gets along with everyone. Pleasant enabler. Yeah, I like that. Michael Angel. And in the last round, there we go. Another tight end. I'm good with that. Great pass blocking tight end. So we'll have a pass blocking tight end and a receiving tight end. So there we go. I think that's it, right? Are we done? Oh, we're in the same. Okay, so we have multiple picks here. All right, that's fine. We need a free safety. Technique A+. Those are all Fs. That's not good. The certainty's only a 20, though. What was the certainty here? A 19, and he's 20 years old. Or do we go after the 23? I think we take the 23-year-old out of Ohio. We should be in the 7th round now. And we take another. Oh, his work ethic's okay, but really poor disposition. He's kind of a punk. Very coachable. Sure, James Montañez, 21-year-old lineman from LSU. And that is the end of the draft. All right. So let's go back to, let's go to team recap. Oh, I guess it's over. We can't do that. Okay. So leave the draft screen. We are done. That is the end. We're back into free agency. All right, so let's take a look at our draft and see how it went. So Bolt is an 80 overall. We drafted him number 1. Our number 2 pick, I believe, was Kenneth Patterson. Yep, drafted. Or was it? No, it was... I don't even remember at this point. Here we go. Ruben O'Keefe, 21-year-old defensive end. He's an 82. Then we went back-to-back wide receivers, Patterson and Abraham. Patterson's not bad. Abraham's meh. Our 2 tight ends. Marcotte was the 3rd-round pick. He's a 78 overall. Eaton is going to be the blocking tight end. We picked up 3 linemen in the 4th round. Montañez in the 7th round is a 73 overall. Angel in the 7th round is a 70 overall. Quarles, 3rd round is a 71 overall. And West in the 6th round is a 68 overall. Okay, so not terrible. Not a terrible draft. We picked up a couple of pretty good players. We got a new quarterback, new tight end, new wide receiver. So let's get back into free agency now. All right, so free agency. Do we don't I don't think we need a running back. Yeah, we got Perrine and Carter. Our offensive line, we've got Becton on one side, Edoga on the other, McGovern as our center, and Van Roten and Vera Tucker as our guards. We might want to pick up an offensive lineman. We're okay at tackle. Wide receiver is going to be Davis. Yeah, we're okay at wide receiver too. Cornerback, I think we're okay, especially picking up Lattimore. We could use some help at linebacker. And I think we're okay in the defensive secondary. So linebacker and offensive line maybe. Maybe pick up another running back. Let's clear and let's look at linebackers. We can bring Jared Davis back. His contract demand isn't unreasonable. David Rosas is only 22. I like that. 73 overall. Let's look at Rosas. A zealous hipster, whatever the hell that means. Okay, so he was undrafted. And who was that wide receiver they told us about? Nathan something or other. Nathan Anderson. Can we find him? Nathan Anderson. He's a 52 overall. You guys are just ridiculous. All right, so let's go back to, we wanted to look at linebackers, offensive line. That's so much money for these guys. We still have $42 million, so it's not as if we don't have the funds, but I think we just wait on some of these players and then sign them when they become $500K. Dante Fowler. Prince Tega Wanago. Played for Kansas City, started last season. A lot of money for a backup. It's a lot of money for a backup. Where was that 22-year-old linebacker? If we get rid of all this. David Rosas. We'll offer him that. I mean, you can't go wrong with a 22-year-old linebacker. Clarence Watts. I mean, we could use some backup help. Again, he's only 21, so I'm okay with that. And we need a kicker. That was something else we needed. We could bring back McPherson. Let's just offer... Let's offer Carlson a contract. And let's complete the day. So did we sign anybody? We signed Rosas, so that's good. We signed Rosas. We're still waiting on the kicker and the offensive lineman, right? Yeah. Let's go back. So Carlson's favorite offer is ours. So is Watts. So that's good. Yeah, I'm content. So we signed Carlson. That's good. And I think that's the end of free agency. So, yeah, I think that's the end of free agency, which means it's the end of the episode. So we're going to next week. We will get through training camp. We'll get through spring or the beginning of the season. And I think we try to move Zach Wilson. He was so bad, just so bad, that I have to feel like this is the better option. Yeah, so we signed a bunch of young players. I think we added a lot to our team. O'Keefe is one of our highest-rated defensive players. We pick up an 80 overall quarterback who's got a great arm. He's not very strong, but great arm, very smart. So that should be pretty good. Two new tight ends, which is awesome. 2 new wide receivers, a couple of linebackers, a couple of defensive ends, which is what we wanted. So I don't know that we're going to be much better, but at least we're going to be worse with our players versus worse with somebody else's players. And we have a lot of money still to spend, so we'll be able to make some moves in late free agency once we've seen people get, who gets cut and that sort of thing. We'll pick up a couple pieces that way. So as always, guys, please let me know your thoughts. Let me know what I'm doing wrong so that I can not do it wrong in year 2. But when we come back next time, we'll get through training camp, we'll get through the preseason, and we'll play opening day or week 1, I guess. So as always, I appreciate you watching, guys. I appreciate your support. I'll talk to everybody soon. Bye-bye.